Hi there everyone, it is currently the 6th of August 2012, about 15 Universal Time for everybody watching this worldwide, and you are currently looking at the latest satellite imageries from now Typhoon Haikui, at least been upgraded by the Joint Typhoon Warning Center. We usually go with the highest graded name, although officially from the Japan Meteorological Agency they still hold it as a severe tropical storm. Yet I do expect throughout the day on the 6th going into the 7th that this will continue to intensify, and then the JMA on their 10-minute wind scale will upgrade this as well. Now they both upgrade at the same wind speed. Remember, Joint Typhoon Warning Center upgrades at a 1-minute wind scale as opposed to JMA, which does it on a 10-minute. 10-minute takes a little bit longer to get that average a little bit higher there, so definitely going to continue to watch this through the coming days. But at least at this time, like I said, it has continued to intensify. You can see this clear spherical motion come around. This is a counterclockwise circulation. That drier influence that also occurred off there towards the north starting to weaken. Wind shear has let up. If we overlay the wind shear analysis over top of this, you can see about 10 to 15 knots over top of it. Actually, once you get above 15 knots, really that it's unconducive for tropical cyclone formation. So at least at this time, it does look like the system is undergoing some intensification as it continues to go into these more favorable conditions. Now, across Okinawa, I know that you're still actually seeing some heavy rainfall. If you watched my previous two updates, we definitely did state that the storm was going to be slowing down here in the East China Sea, well towards the southeast of Shanghai, and still pulling moisture out of the south here. And if we look at the current radar imagery coming out of Okinawa, you can see that still some heavy rain bands are pushing along the western portions of the island there, including Naha. You still could be seeing some thunderstorms this evening. So definitely still an ongoing situation here, as we've been talking about the last several days. In the past 72 hours, Okinawa alone has seen about 406 millimeters, and actually the entire top 10 highest rain totals go to Okinawa Prefecture for the past 72 hours as well. Although the top 10, 9 of the top 10 highest wind gusts recorded in the past 72, the past 24, 9 of them go to Okinawa, but one actually goes way off here towards the north, where a westerly type of low that kind of formed up here towards the south blew off the east coast of Japan today, blew up some thunderstorms, and 130 km/h winds were recorded here along the northwestern portions of Honshu, although about 120 and below the rest of the top 10 actually were here across Okinawa. So definitely still stormy conditions there, but I thought that was a quite an interesting feature on the today's past 10 record high wind speeds for the day. But you can see there on JMA's radar, the storm is starting to move away. Still very clear banding, and now here on China's radar, as it comes out of Japan's field of view into China's field of view, you can see some of this banding actually starting to work its way in. And actually, some areas here south of Shanghai, specifically around Wenling and Ningbo, you could be seeing upwards about 250 millimeters of isolated areas of rainfall within the next several days as the storm continues to push on source. So definitely flooding is going to be a very serious situation. Saola just came through this area less than a week ago, and that caused some widespread flooding. So as the storm slowly works its way there towards the west, could be affecting there. And also some banding could be pushing across Taiwan, and really already has been doing so as that moisture continues to push and outflow from the center of our typhoon. So around Taipei, you could be seeing about 50 to 100 millimeters throughout the next several days as well. Flooding here is definitely of high concern, as some areas saw over 2 meters, not millimeters, not centimeters, but meters of rainfall during the event of Saola there. So landslides are very high at risk across much of northern and western Taiwan, and even some portions of the east coast here. So with that said, here's a look at the next 72-hour rainfall totals that possibly could be occurring here. Like I said, some areas up to about 200 to 250 millimeters. Basically anywhere in the darker blues, plus 200 millimeters could be occurring. Also along the west coast of Taiwan here, you have that inflow pushing across, picking up that moisture from the Taiwan Strait, and also that inflow coming in across Okinawa. So many areas going to be seeing wet weather here. And then look down here towards the south, northwestern Thailand. You're also getting that southwest monsoon, and also the Philippines been continuing, actually over 10 consecutive days, been reporting plus 100 millimeters rainfall in Manila almost per day here. So definitely flooding is very high at risk across much of that region as well. I know we've been talking about the tropical systems, but the monsoonal flow really has been impacting the western portions of the Philippines quite hard throughout the past week. talk a little bit more about that in a second, but currently this is a track from the Joint Typhoon Warning Center, 65 gusting up to 80 knots. If you watched our past several updates, we've been talking about expecting the storm to kind of stall out right near the coastline and shift towards the north, and moisture basically getting stretched towards the north and towards the south. It does look like the Joint Typhoon Warning Center has caught on to this thought process where they're kind of having it linger right near the coastline. It is going to significantly weaken, but rainfall totals could be staggering since it's not going anywhere and will be just sitting here in the Zhejiang province just south of Shanghai. And here's the outlook from the Japan Meteorological Agency, also showing a very similar condition, moving up there towards the west, kind of stalling out right near the coastline. Now, what's going to be making this stall out? Well, at least at this time, it does look like a high pressure off there towards the northwest. And that's going to be kind of putting a block on Haikui here. Just sitting over northeastern China is this area right in here. And as that kind of sets in place, Haikui's going to want to go here towards the northwest, and then it's basically going to stall out, just getting stuck south of that high. The southwest monsoon also is continuing to push in from the southwest here. That's also going to keep that storm from drifting there towards the west. So with that said, it's just going to kind of linger here and basically hang out just south of Shanghai. I don't think it's going to be going anywhere fast. The moisture is really going to get stretched out, and this is going to be a possibly very severe flooding scenario here throughout the coming day. But meanwhile, not just with Haikui here, but also across Japan. I was talking about that low pressure area that blew up earlier today. Some thunderstorm activity blew out across much of Tokyo and needed an umbrella throughout the day today. On good news, though, nothing really serious with that. No train delays, nothing really disturbing the weather here. Just lots of rainfall and a few rumbles of thunder, which you don't hear too often in the Tokyo metropolitan area. Across the Philippines, though, on the other hand, lots of disturbances here as that monsoonal flow continues to push in. Definitely a still very dangerous and ongoing situation. If you have any flood videos or pictures that you would like to share here at the website, please do so. Always appreciate that input. And similar situations going on out there in Okinawa and eastern China. If you have any videos of these scenarios of this flooding situation, please do share it with us here as well. And also I want to talk about very quickly, still watching these areas here towards the southeast of Guam and Manila, the Marianas, including Palau here off there towards the west. We have several tropical waves that are pushing through. Models kind of hinting at these areas. So I want to continue to closely watch them throughout the coming days as well. But that is all for right now, everybody. Thanks again for watching here at westernpacificweather.com. Please hit the like button and also post a comment if you have watched this entire video up to this point. Really appreciate that feedback. I'm actually curious if anybody does watch the editing part of the video. If I get no comments, then I'll kind of know the answer to that. But that is all, though. Stay safe out there and have a great day.